Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. So unfortunately, as you can see, we broke below the 0.618 support level, meaning that the last chance to bounce right now would be at 79.1 cents. That's the 0.786 support level. If we drop below that level, I think it's very likely that this C wave to the downside of the second wave move down turns into a much bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. As I said many times, until we get above 87.3 cents and we stay above that level, there is always a chance that we get another low, and well, we got rejected by that level about 3 times. Yesterday we did get a reaction to the 0.618 support level, as you can see, but this was another fake out, and right now I think there is a chance that we drop even below the 0.786, and maybe you could say there is a chance Cardano finds support at the bull market support band like it did, for example, over there, or like it did over there, but to be honest with you, that would not really be enough, because let's say we get to the bull market support band and then we bounce, that's gonna look like a very bad 1-2 setup, and I would much rather see the price get to about 73.9 cents, which again is the fifth wave target of the 1, 2, 3, 4 setup that we have to complete the C wave, and then we could bounce. Keep in mind, on the 4-hour RSI, we talked about this yesterday, but we got rejected by the moving average a couple of times, and we even got rejected yesterday, so I think this is gonna continue going down as long as we stay below that moving average, and there is a chance we first get to the oversold territory, and during this move we're probably gonna do that. Then after we get oversold, we can bounce, and that's gonna put us in a third wave, which is gonna be the third wave of this 1-2 setup. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not gonna be the end of the world, because getting another low, let's say it's gonna put us maybe at the 50% support level for the 1-2 setup. That's still not bad, because the second wave move down usually gets to the 50% support level, so getting another low and then bouncing is still okay as long as we stay above the 0.618 support level, which is at 66.5 cents. So we'll see what the price does, but for now, if we do not manage to recover and if we do not, get a move to the upside, then the chances of us dropping in this region are going to increase. Let's quickly talk about the third wave as well, because I have not talked about it in quite some time, but after this big 1-2 setup gets completed, we're expecting a third. The minimum target for that is at $1.56, however, it has to overextend to at least like $2.50 or the trend line right there on the chart, because if it doesn't, then the much bigger third wave, or the C wave in this case, of the third wave to the upside will not be able to get to $3.50. So the third wave of that 1-2 setup, like I said, needs to get to about maybe $2.40. Then we need to get a fourth wave move down, and the fifth wave of the C wave needs to put us at $3.50. That's gonna complete the much bigger third wave. We are probably gonna get a fourth wave move to the downside after that, and the fifth wave could put us between $5 to $8. That has been my prediction ever since I started making these videos, so I'm not gonna change it. But before we talk about anything else, let's quickly go to the Ethereum chart, because I think what we are doing right now could be a sign that we might go a bit lower. So if this is a 1-2 setup over here, right now the support zone is between $4,376 and $4,157. Meaning maybe we get to the 50% support level and then we bounce. If we do that, that's also gonna put us in the oversold territory on the 4-hour chart, which would be bullish, because the last time we got to the oversold territory was down here at $3,800, and before that it was down there at $3,400. Before that it was at $2,100, and before that it was at $1,300. So as long as we stay above that high when we get to the oversold territory, it could be good, because after that we're still expecting a much bigger fifth wave to the upside, which is a fifth wave of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup of the much bigger fifth wave. The target for that is at $8,400. So it doesn't really matter what happens in the short term, but we were expecting Bitcoin to get to all-time highs, and it's not doing that, at least not yet. But if you go to the Bitcoin chart right now, as you can see, we went down about $6,000 or so, and we went from being extremely overbought on the 4-hour RSI to now being in the middle, which is a very good sign. So I think We might go a bit lower until we actually break above that moving average on the 4-hour. As you can see, we also got rejected many times there, so as long as we stay below it, we're gonna go lower, but that's gonna be enough to get to the oversold territory, and the last time we did that was right there, and that was a significant low, so getting oversold would still be fine. So I think Bitcoin is still gonna continue breaking all-time highs. Today is Thursday, so we still have time to get a bounce, and we'll see how this plays out. But for now, let's go to the Bitcoin dominance chart, because on the daily chart, we are still above the moving average right there on the RSI. Right now we are getting a pump, which again does not surprise me because as usual we go up in October on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And why is this good? Because usually when we go up in October we go down in November, so this is still playing out pretty well. And let's quickly go to the weekly chart as well. So here we got above the moving average on the RSI, which could be an early sign that we might still get to the bull market support band right there. But again, this is not gonna last too long, and I think after this, Bitcoin dominance will break down. So let's go to the ADA chart right now. Let's go on the daily to continue what I was talking about earlier. So here we are still in a much bigger 1-2 setup. I already talked about the third wave right here. I think this third wave will probably start in, I don't know, maybe the second week of October, or let's say the first week of November, if we do what we did, for example, last year. And if we do what we did in 2023, then it should, start pretty much next week. So I don't know which one is going to play out. I don't know if we're going to go up right now or if we have to wait another couple of weeks, but I know that we had a cross on the bull market support band, and I know that we are still above support levels, which is telling me that this third wave to the upside will start at some point. Other than that, I'm probably expecting this to be done by the time Bitcoin tops, so I think we're gonna do exactly what we did in the previous cycle. If you don't remember what we did, here Bitcoin had this move right here. This was a top right here, a local top. We had a move to the downside after that, and during this time, Cardano got a fourth wave move to the downside, so I think it's likely that we do the exact same thing in this cycle as well. Bitcoin will get some kind of big move to the downside, maybe in November or December, which is going to act as some kind of B wave to the downside for the bear market, or I'm sorry, the A wave for the bear market. And then at some point we're going to get a bounce like we did in the previous cycle right there in 2021, and during that time Cardano will also be able to get the fifth wave to the upside after getting the fourth wave when Bitcoin goes down. So I think this is how it's gonna play out. I'm not really gonna change my prediction because I think this setup is pretty clear and it's pretty easy to understand what's going on. We are still in a very big 1-2-1-2-1-2 setup, so support levels are being respected. There's no reason to be bearish. Bitcoin dominance is still at cycle highs and Cardano is still not at all-time highs because Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.